Welcome to House of Ghouls Horror Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Ian VanGhoul, joined as always by my co-host and best friend, Colby Does Horror. Colby, what's up, buddy? How you doing this week?
Good, man. Having a fun week so far. How about you?
I'm doing great as well. On this episode, we have some first-time guests, and if you have listened to our show for any amount of time, have heard us bring up Looky-Loo. It's a brand new horror film that's coming out, available for pre-order right now. So we have the director, Jason Zink, and the writer, Nolan Mihail, here with us today. So, Jason and Nolan, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
What's up? Oh my God, I'm excited to be on this show. I've listened to like every episode. I haven't listened to the last one. I haven't been able to get through it yet because I a little at a time. I'm so excited to be here. So fucking
Yeah.
excited.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming on. It's literally one of my, I've told it 3 times, so I'm not going to again, but it's literally one of my favorite stories to tell on here about how we met you guys and how we saw your table at Days of the Dead. And now we're all homies and I love it.
Hell yeah.
We played a drinking game together, so we're bonded for life.
The straight edge kegger drinking game. And the video I took of that, it got fucked up, so that's why I never got to post it.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it's something it like because I saved it in my drafts and something like I don't know, I showed Ian when we got back to the house. I was like, what the fuck?
That was solid gold. You'll never get that back. That's
It was so fun though.
It was a good time. It was bonding. That's all we needed. It's okay. It didn't get posted.
Yeah.
All right. So, we'll get into the movie news from the past week.
Scary
So-
movie news.
So, first up, The Monkey hits theaters on February 21st, and with it comes a gnarly popcorn bucket exclusively at AMC theaters. So, it's the full monkey with the drum. The drum is the popcorn container, and it's fucking awesome. I know Colby's hyped because he likes to collect these. I'm not a collector myself, but I need to get this one. It's fucking cool.
I'm a popcorn bucket slut, so I'm 100% getting that one.
How do you guys feel about popcorn buckets?
I think it's cool. I mean, I've got a few. I do think they're milking us for all we're worth, but I've got a few for sure.
I don't know. I think I have one I got for my kid. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle popcorn bucket when that the Seth Rogen one came out. But I love the expression popcorn bucket slut a lot. So you're gonna have to
I
get
mean,
a
when
pop-
I got the
Yeah.
Deadpool one, it took that meaning to a whole new level.
Oh yeah, okay. That's gotta be a bumper sticker, I think, you guys. Popcorn bucket slut, I think,
Or a t-shirt.
That's a good one. Yeah, or a t-shirt, something. Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
throw on some merch for sure.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Especially one of those ones where you can just put whatever you want on there. You don't have to pay anything. You just if someone orders it,
Yeah, right.
they print it and
Absolutely.
send it to you. Yeah. Amazon Business, I think, does that. I put some dumb shit on there for no
But-
reason.
Speaking of the monkey, I'm actually going to see that tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
I mean,
It's gonna
how'd
be a
you
good
feel
time.
about Long Legs?
I really liked it. I liked Long Legs. I liked the Black Coat's daughter, but this definitely seems way different than any of Osgood Perkins' other work. It looks like it's just going to be fun, so I'm pumped.
For sure. Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun. Gory fun, for sure.
Yeah, it looks
Absolutely.
like Final Destination on crack.
Yeah, it looks very bloody. All the pictures I've seen, everyone's covered in blood, so should be a good time. So in news that is close to home for me, so the Monroeville Mall now has a new owner. So the infamous location for George A. Romero's original 1978 Dawn of the Dead is now owned by Walmart. So
No.
yeah, so
No.
according to a spokesperson, it'll be used as a commercial destination with a wide variety of uses such as retail and entertainment, restaurants, residential, hospitality, office, and public spaces. So it sounds like a mall. So that's good. I really hope it stays that way. I love that place. I have a lot of like fond memories of it. So I'd hate to see it turn into anything else. When I heard that news, I immediately expect them to just, bulldoze the whole thing and just build a giant Walmart. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen because I'll be very sad if that mall goes away.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
On a road trip back from the East Coast with an ex-girlfriend of mine, emphasis on the ex, I had her look up the Night of the Living Dead graveyard. And so we go there, we follow her GPS directions, and as soon as we pull into the graveyard, I take one look and I'm like, this doesn't feel like the right graveyard. So I looked it up again and we were hours away. So I didn't get to
Oh,
go.
oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan City is out of the way, but you you can't miss it because there's a giant sign. Actually, you see it in the movie. It's still up. But if when
Oh
they first
man,
turn up the hill, it's the giant sign that says Evan City.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's awesome, man.
you'll have to make your way out there because it's awesome. I mean, it's a
Yeah, I'm gonna have
small
to.
little graveyard, but like just where it's at, it's like it's just a really like kind of beautiful spot. It's
Yeah.
awesome to kind of take it all in.
Maybe
So
we can all make a
definitely,
road trip out there sometime.
absolutely.
That'd be cool. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So in other news, if you were worried that we weren't getting enough Popeye the Sailor Man horror movies this year, with only two being announced, well, things are looking up because we now have three on the way. Shiver Me Timbers is a brand new horror comedy that is set to release in April. So the plot summary is in Northern California during the summer of 1986, Olive Oil, along with her cinema obsessed friends and brother Castor, embark on a once in a lifetime camping trip to witness the dazzling meteor shower accompanying the arrival of Halley's Comet. But what starts as a serene evening of stargazing quickly turns into a harrowing nightmare when a meteor from the comet transforms Popeye into a terrifying and unstoppable killing machine. So there's the trailer for this. I posted it in our Discord. It looks absolutely ridiculous and dumb as fuck, and I can't wait.
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but based off the description, I'd say yeah, I believe you. I-
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to check out the trailer.
Hell yeah.
It looks like I said, it looks just as bad as it sounds, but like it might be amazing in a terrible way.
Does it look worse than Blood and Honey, the first one?
When I was watching, I was trying to figure out like what it reminded me of. And I want to say it like now not in like a production manner or a talent manner, but it reminds me of the very first Hatchet,
Mm,
just in like in that tone. And I feel like it's going to be that bloody and
I
gory,
dig that.
right? But it's just yeah, it's just completely insane. But it looks fun. So I'm pumped for all these stupid movies coming out that are Popeye and Winnie the Pooh and all that shit. I'm a sucker for it.
I heard Neverland Nightmare was actually pretty good.
It
Like
I
I
fucking
was.
loved
heard
it.
like yeah, I heard people thought it was going to be totally shitty, but it actually was like a scary movie. It's good. So yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
yeah, you got to give it a shot sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always got to give it a shot. So, in other news, Scott Derrickson teased some information that made me feel a little better about his upcoming film, The Black Phone 2. So, he stated that Joe Hill, the author of the short story that Black Phone was based on, he actually came up with the idea for the sequel film. So, um, ever since it was announced, I've been stating that, like, I'm not sure why they're making it, but if Joe Hill was involved, I'd be more about it. So this gives me a little more hope for it. I mean, he didn't write it, but he at least came up with the idea. Um, Jackson said that it'll be a high school coming of age movie in the same way that the first one was a middle school coming of age movie. But yeah, I'm still not sure how they're going to swing all this, but we'll find out October 17th. So there's that.
I still don't know how they're gonna do it if they killed the grabber.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go see it regardless.
Wow. Yeah. Have you guys seen the Black Phone?
hmm
I haven't. I have not
Oh,
seen
really?
it. That's okay. I know. I heard that they killed the grabber.
It's all right. The grabber's back in the sequel, so I don't think it matters. He's
Yeah.
coming back. So,
Spoiler alert. Come on.
Oops.
That's all right. If I'm coming on a horror movie podcast and I haven't seen the movie, that's my fault. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, speaking of sequels of sorts, the Creep tapes are getting a second season, set to release later this year. That's all the news I got for that one. But I mean, I like the Creep tapes. I kind of wish it was a new movie, but
I think we
I'll
all
take one.
do. I think we all do. We know somebody who's doing like a podcast, or they were doing like a podcast watch along as the Creep tapes came out. And I'm a big Mark Duplass fan. I love Creep and I love the sequel. The show, it had its ups and downs. I was a little let down by some of those episodes, but I'm sure like Mark's super like hyper aware of what people are saying. I have a feeling he's just going to take whatever feedback he saw online and just make part two, like the second season, way better. I got my fingers crossed. I trust that guy more than most.
Yeah, it's true. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the first season. It was just very like killer of the week, but I'm not complaining either.
Yeah, I still watched it. I still enjoyed it for sure. But there were a few episodes where I was like, okay, this is something new and innovative in the Creep universe. And then there's some where it's kind of just like, all right, we're just doing a less interesting version of the first movie or something like that, you know.
Right.
But he's also like Mark Duplass is so fucking charismatic that I'll watch him make a PB&J. So
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that'll be an episode this season.
yeah.
All right, and finally, previous guest and friend of the show, Adam Green, is set to direct his first feature film in 8 years with The Ascent. It's described as a survival thriller with sharks. So the plot summary is the picture follows a group of friends who arrive in Europe for a glamorous but daring destination wedding. The fun and games turn into a nightmare when they find themselves precariously suspended above shark-infested waters and in a battle for survival. So it sounds very Frozen-esque, and I'm all about it. There's no release dates currently, but we will be sure to keep you all updated when anything new is announced. So yeah, I saw this today, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I've been waiting for a new Adam Green movie for about 7 years, so this is awesome.
I read about it today, and it literally just says it's Frozen but with sharks.
Sign me up.
No
I'm
complaints.
yeah,
I
I'm
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
ready. And I fucking
I,
hate shark movies too, but I'm excited because
I don't
Adam
know if you
Green.
guys, I don't know if you could tell, but right up here, this painting is from the show Holliston.
Oh
It's
shit!
it's not the original one. Like they did sell that, but I couldn't
Mhm.
afford it. But like he'd probably like fucking slap me if he knew I did this. But they took really high quality photos to post it for sale. So I stole one of those photos and then had a like print shop make a canvas out of it. So I got
That's
that for
amazing.
Shelby years
I
ago.
love
Yeah.
it.
So I'm an Adam Green fan.
Hell yeah! I don't think
I'm
you would mind. It's not like you're not selling them. You just made
No,
for
I just
yourself.
made one for myself.
That's amazing, though. I love that.
I'm a sucker for a shark movie, actually, like a good shark movie. I'm all in, and I like anything where it's like the people are in some kind of like peril, like a survival type horror type. God, even bad ones. I watched that one where it's the two women on a radio tower or whatever. Do you see that one?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fall.
Yeah,
The
Oh,
fall. Yeah, yeah.
we
That
had like
movie.
read about it or something, and my wife and I watched it, and we joking like we couldn't remember the name of the movie, so we just started calling it like before we watched it. So we just started calling it Hose on a Pole because we couldn't remember what it was going to be
Wow.
called. We
Dude,
ended
that
up
movie
really
gave me so
liking the
much
movie, but
anxiety.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, those kind of movies I just love. I just love. And sharks are good for that.
yeah. I'm not even a fan of that movie, but I know my palms were sweaty the whole time I was watching it,
Hell yeah.
so it was the least effective.
I don't like heights. I don't like looking out a window.
I love heights, but it still sketches me out for sure.
I have one news segment. I've heard from sources that they have started filming and in production Looky-Loo 2.
Oh, okay.
There's been a leak.
Yeah, where? Yeah.
There's a mole. Yeah.
If only
Yeah,
we
we
had someone
have.
to talk about with that.
If only.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
my news though.
That was your news. Well, hey, you know what? It is good news. It is good
That
news.
no, but for real, my news was going to be the Adam Green movie if you didn't say it.
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
got you.
poached it, so you had to throw in the lesser news. That's our sequel.
Nice.
That they have not confirmed or denied yet. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, what did we watch then, Colby? What'd you get into this week?
I watched Hard Eyes yesterday.
What'd you think?
I'm going to see it Sunday. So did I make a mistake buying the tickets, or am I going to be happy?
Absolutely not. I didn't even log it on Letterboxd yet, but it's a 4 out of 5. It's a 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Nice. Okay. I'm excited.
Do you like rom-coms?
Yeah, that's actually, I'm like, we're behind on schedule. I think my fiance is getting annoyed with me, but we always like in October, it's nothing but horror. In Christmas, it's pretty much Christmas horror. And so she was like, February, it's nothing but romantic comedies. So I let her down with one
Rom-coms,
last night.
dude, rom-coms are my second favorite genre. It's horror and rom-coms is all I watch.
Hell
But
yeah.
this one definitely leans more on the rom-com. It's like 60% rom-com, 40% horror.
Oh, that's
But
sick.
it's still blended perfectly, and the kills in it are pretty gnarly. I was very surprised how funny it was. Like I was in the theater by myself and I was crying from laughing at a few scenes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'll take that. That's exciting. Yeah.
That's
I
Heart
mean,
Eyes.
yeah, hard eyes.
Yeah.
Like I mean, when you mix Valentine's Day and horror, it's kind of hard for me to dislike
Mhm.
it. Other than the My Bloody Valentine 3D can fuck itself, but
I love that movie.
oh no, I love the original so much
Yeah, I
that
mean I like
like
the original more.
I've given 3D so many chances, and each time I'm like, why did I try again? Why did I try again?
It's fair. It's fair. But no, I definitely recommend going to check that one out. Um I watched a couple fucked up movies on Tubi. I watched one called Brutal. I think Ian reviewed that one as well.
Yep.
A lot of crotch stabbing.
So many.
It's all about equality, though. It's crotch stabbing for both men and women.
That's
Okay,
good.
equal opportunity. Yeah.
Yep.
No.
And then, what else did I? Oh, I watched one called Chained. Chained was amazing. Vincent D'Onofrio movie.
Oh wow.
It's very disturbing, but not in a visual way. It's like really fucked up psychologically.
Okay.
And then, what's that other fucked up one I watched, Ian?
Hmm. I can't keep track
Oh,
of them.
it was the Taiwanese version of Hostel.
Oh,
Invitation only.
That's it.
That movie is pretty good. It's a Taiwanese movie, but a lot of it's in English as well. And it starts out as like a mysterious slasher movie. Like it's a masked dude going around killing people. And then halfway through it just turns into Hostel. And there's literally a scene that's shot for shot the same as Hostel when he's wheeling that cart full of bodies. Literally the exact same scene as in that movie. Like the last 20 minutes of that movie are the last 20 minutes of Hostel. But I really enjoyed it.
the screenwriter was just like, "Fuck this! I got a deadline, man." They knew what the assignment was. Yeah.
No, it was I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I think yeah, the best movies I watched were definitely Chained and Hard Eyes. And I started binge watching True Blood yesterday.
Mm.
It's
How
been a
deep into it did
while.
you get?
I've never finished it. I think I always stopped like around episode 3 or 4. Like I always really liked it, but I never like had time to finish it. But I just finished episode 10 of season 1.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna finish it. I'm pushing through this time.
It's worth it. I That was a show that like really didn't interest me back in the day, and
Mhm.
Shelby got me to watch it and commit, and I really like that show.
Oh, I love it. Like I'm locked in now.
Nice.
Like I'm not gonna drop any movie reviews for probably 2 weeks because I'm just gonna be watching True Blood.
Start reviewing the episodes.
I thought about it.
I've seen reviewers doing that where I'm just like, come on now. But you should absolutely do that. You should absolutely do that.
Maybe I'll review each season.
Yeah.
Colby
I
does
don't,
True Blood. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Jason, have you watched anything recently that comes to mind?
Yeah, so I've been pretty busy this week, so I've been a little lame. Like I have two classes that I teach Monday and Tuesday night. So like Tuesday night we watch Clerks, because it's like a 90s indie cinema course. So I'm like going old school. And then so last night I showed my buddy Happiness. You guys ever seen Happiness?
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
the Todd Solondz movie.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Why would you
Dude,
do that to someone?
I know I warned him. I was like, this movie's pretty fucked up, dude. Like, but I think you're gonna laugh. Like, I think you'll think it's funny, even though it's like shocking.
It's like
And
uncomfortable laughing.
the amount of times I haven't watched it in a long time, and the amount of times that like I would look over and his jaw would be on the floor, or he would just be like laughing uncomfortably and looking at me like, okay.
Dude, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oh my God.
I love
Yeah,
Philip Seymour Hoffman so
Mm.
much.
who doesn't?
I
You
I
know?
actually just made a video about Happiness like last week.
Oh, really?
Mm,
Have you seen Storytelling?
I haven't.
Dude, you should
Yeah,
watch
I've
that.
seen
That's
that one. Yeah.
my favorite Salon's film is Storytelling, but I was telling him, I was like, Happiness is kind of like Salon's Pulp Fiction. Like that's his
Mm.
big movie in his weird little universe, you know. And the only reason we watched it actually is because we went over to somebody's house for the the Royal Rumble, and we go down to their basement. They had TVs like upstairs and in the basement, so we went down to the basement, and they had a huge wall of VHS. So I started just thumbing through all their tapes, and I found Happiness, and I showed it to him. I was like, "Do you know what this is?" And he had no clue. So that's what led us to watching it.
You watched
I
that
just
instead of the Royal Rumble?
I really did. Like everybody else was busy doing their thing, and I got myself a couple copies. I got like Blue Velvet on VHS and
Jesus.
Happiness. Yeah.
I just added Storytelling to my list.
It's another, I
Oh,
mean, it's fucked up. Be warned.
oh, I forgot. I also watched Companion because I watched that after we
Oh,
recorded.
That's right.
how is that?
I liked it a lot. I didn't think I was gonna like it because the trailer spoiled it,
Hmm.
but really enjoyed it. It's not as good as Hard Eyes, but I enjoyed it.
Okay. I was just reading a little thing. No Film School had a little thing with that director, and I guess he was like this close to giving up on filmmaking entirely, pretty close to when they got that film like greenlit or whatever. So good for
Yeah, I
them.
liked it a lot.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Well,
Yeah.
Nolan, anything that you've watched the past week or
I watched
month?
I watched I watched a few movies in the last couple of weeks. I haven't been watching them. I try to watch like a movie every night, but I haven't been lately because I've been doing research for Looky-Loo Part 3 actually. But I'm trying to pace myself so I don't get really, really depressed while I'm
Yeah,
doing
please
that.
pace yourself.
Um, yeah. So I watched that movie, The Vordelak. Did you see that? I'm saying it wrong,
Mhm.
probably. It's on
The
Shudder.
vampire one.
Yeah, with that fucking like weird looking puppet thing. I had a lot of fun with that movie. I can't say that I like loved it, but the puppet was cool. It felt like, like a bad 80s like kind of movie. And I thought it was cool to use a puppet. You know what I mean? They didn't try to hide that it was a puppet. It was refreshing to see that. And I love like boring ass period type slow burn horror movies. So that was like right up my alley. I watched Dark Match, which that was on you guys' recommendation from I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
That's how I felt too.
Yeah, that Stephen Ogg or whatever. That dude's a good actor, man. He
Fucking
killed it.
Trevor.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking Trevor.
he killed. Apparently, he hates when people bring up Trevor, but I'm like, what? Then why the fuck did you do Trevor so well? You know,
That's
like,
why he's famous.
right, exactly. But I see he's a great actor. They need to cast him in more shit so that he can show his range because he didn't like. I forgot it was Trevor, while I was watching that. So I really like that one, and then oh, what was that one? I thought this was interesting. It's on Shudder, and I think it's an Australian movie. It's that dude in the trailer, and this woman knocks on his door in the middle of the night. There's that storm. You know what I'm talking about? People have reviewed that one a few times.
Yeah, what the
Yeah, with
hell's
the
it
old
called?
guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
always forget the
the
title of
old
it.
the old guy, yeah, and it's just they have a weird Like she's hanging out in his trailer. Just
like
that's the whole movie.
Hose in a trailer, I think.
And it was hose in a trailer. Yeah, there was a lot of genital stabbing. No, there wasn't any. There wasn't any. That should be a whole section on Shudder, I think. A curated collection of just stabbed in the groin. No, so I watched whatever that one was. I watched it, and guess what? I didn't really like it that much. So
It's a slow burn.
yeah, it was a slow burn, but I don't like an ending that doesn't commit, or that's like, oh, and it was all a dream or something like that. Like that just pisses me off. I'm like, don't let it be a dream. Don't let it be
Like
a dream.
the lazy way out.
Yeah, I just thought so I was a little annoyed by that.
No
'Cause I
offense if
sat through it and I
Looky-Loo
was
ends up
even-
being a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it
Because
does.
it's gonna rip no
Does.
matter what.
That was
That's spoilers for Looky-Loo 4.
Looky-Loo
Yeah.
3 is going to be in 3D, actually.
That
I'd
would
be
rip.
insulted if it wasn't.
Right.
Yep, Looky-Loo on ice. That's going to be the fourth one. It's going to be all on ice skates.
I love it.
It's
Hell
getting
yeah.
bigger and bigger. Yeah, we're gonna commit to jumping the shark.
Yeah, not better, just bigger and bigger. That's
Yeah, bigger
that's the
and
goal.
bigger and more expensive every time. Yep, yep.
Yeah, Jason, I hope you're ready for a franchise because it's happening.
Dude, we have thoughts about that. Like we know the first installment, like or the first, I don't know, the first chapter, I don't know what you want to call it, but we have this trilogy planned. That was the whole thing from the beginning, really. But we were like, man, we have a vision for this going beyond that. It would just the story would pivot a little bit,
Yep.
but we don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be in the Looky-Loo business forever at the same time. We have other shit we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Straight edge Kegger too.
No,
Yeah,
never.
right.
Never.
That's so depressing.
I will never do it. We actually made like an April Fool's Day post years ago that I still every once in a while get a message about. I just said like that I announced that Straight Edge Kegger 2 was coming and it was going to be called Sean's Revenge, and I made it be that like Friday the 13th, the outline of the silhouette, but it was like he had like a beer belly. And I
What's
posted,
it called when you break? Is it break edge?
Break
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, straight edge Kegger 2, broken edge.
it was Sean's Revenge. It was going to be Sean going and like going around and like killing all of these straight edgers, like getting
That would be actually hilarious.
That would be.
yeah. And it was just a joke. And but I posted that, and even like on the fake poster, it says like, this is just a joke. Like, don't, but I still every once in a while get messages like, wait, where's part 2? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's nowhere.
Yeah. We could do it. It's Straight Edge Kegger relapse. I feel like we could do that. We could do
Relapse.
something there. Yeah. Yeah.
The hard pass for me.
Yeah. I see we'll bat around ideas like that, and then they do, like we did a fake trailer for a movie called Skate or Die. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I wanted
But-
that so bad.
Yeah, people bug us about it.
Mhm.
Like people really want us to make that movie. So I have the plot for the whole movie in my head. We can't do it yet. We just can't do
I
it.
have that in my notes that I need a full length of Skate or Die.
Oh yeah.
That's
Hell
in your
yeah.
notes.
Yes.
That's
I
amazing.
I watched the
Yeah.
trailer again today and it's so fucking good.
Thanks, man.
Did you
we had
did you
fun making it.
rewatch? Did you rewatch Straight Edge Kegger?
I'm gonna tell you what I watched here in a minute.
Okay.
I won't spoil it. Um,
Before you start,
yeah.
I remembered another one I watched. I watched a short film called Dirty Jersey.
Oh, Dirty Jersey
Okay.
rips.
Dude, it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
What is that
The,
on?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Okay.
It's the director DM'd me asking if I would check it out, and I gave it a watch, and I was thoroughly surprised.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Like I wasn't a fan of the characters, like the main characters, but I liked the mom, I liked the little kid, and the gore and the effects went fucking hard.
Dirty
Absolutely.
Jersey, huh?
I
Okay.
was very surprised.
Oh, what was that other short that you guys you posted it and you were like, just search for this on YouTube. You wouldn't tell us what it was about or whatever. It's that Spanish language one.
Oh, Good Hands.
Yeah, Good Hands. Did you
Oh,
see that
yes.
one, Jason?
No.
No, Jesus. Oh man. Oh.
Are these like
It was
Gwilliam
fucked
style
up.
shorts? Is that what this is? You ever see
No.
Gwilliam?
Yeah, I've seen William. It's it's not like William. It's fucking I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of William. I just thought it was fucking stupid.
It is stupid. It's very stupid, but it's also really gross.
Was Gwilliam
Gets
the
people
sex
talking.
doll thing that you told me? You showed me that, didn't you? Where it's like the weird mutant sex doll thing or some fucking
It's
weird
not.
looking thing.
It's not a
It's not a
sex doll,
sex
but it's like a
doll.
weird little like
It,
monster in the
and it
back
gives the guy a
alley.
blowjob. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 With the guy from Too Many Cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could understand not liking to see the guy from Too Many Cooks get a blowjob from a hobgoblin.
Have you
I could
guys
understand that.
did you guys ever watch the college humor shit?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you remember the skit where the dude plays Jesse from Breaking Bad?
Not ringing a bell.
I don't know.
Okay. So that's the dude who directed Hard Eyes.
No shit.
If you watch it, yeah.
Okay.
I just remember
Okay.
that.
That's really interesting. I like that. I love that all these weird little comedians wind up making amazing horror films. Like
Mm,
whether it's Jordan Peele or it's the dude from The Whitest Kids You Know making Barbarian.
yeah.
Like that's
Now
just it.
he's making the new Resident Evil series now or
Oh, I didn't see
franchise.
that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Zach Kreger.
That's a great fit for him based on like Barbarian, to be honest.
Mhm.
Like that seems like it's clearly in his wheelhouse.
God, the Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evil is so fucking dog shit. Is that who made it?
Yes.
God, fuck that guy and fuck Resident Evil, and he fucking ruined Alien versus Predator. I fucking don't like that guy.
I hated all of the Alien versus Predator movies.
I
I
like
feel like
Requiem.
I feel like it's such an easy assignment, man. Alien and Predator are both scary as fuck. It's super easy and they fuck them up all the
Let's
time.
make
I
it
haven't seen
PG-13.
I haven't seen Romulus yet. I really want to see that one. I heard it's good. I heard some people say they don't like it, but I don't know. I liked Predator. I liked Predator 2 even though it wasn't good. And I really liked that Prey movie though.
I did
Prey
too.
was fucking good. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe they're getting smart again and figuring out how to do these movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Colby hates Romulus. I think it's all right. It's just there's a lot of fan service.
Okay.
Member.
Remember?
Member berries?
Yes, thank you.
You remember?
Remember?
Yeah, I
Remember
remember.
Victor? He's like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
He
What are
didn't
you
know what we were
talking about?
talking about.
Good old South Park.
Right? Uh, but Nolan, that movie is called You'll Never Find Me.
You'll never find me. Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
Hosed in a trailer.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one. In a trailer in Australia, I think. I don't know. It wasn't very good, in my opinion.
That's
But don't
fair.
take my word
humble
for it.
opinion.
Find out on your own.
Don't take my word. I just helped make one of the best found footage films in years.
Oh, come on.
Aw,
Aw.
you're too kind.
Aw.
You're too kind.
So yeah, real quick, what I watched, I can't pronounce it, but Thanatomorphos.
I saw that movie.
I saw that movie.
Holy shit. I'm so excited that I saw that movie. Okay.
Fuck yeah. Dude, that movie rolls. The first hour, boring as shit. But after that, fucking amazing.
I actually, you know what's funny? That's the one where the lady's like dying or whatever. She's got like a weird, she's like,
Rotting.
okay, yeah. So I actually, when I watched that movie, it was a while ago, I looked up that actress because I thought, I bet she'd be good for Looky-Loo Part 2, and then I just never like I tracked her down on like because she's like I tracked her down on something or whatever, but it was like she hadn't done anything in like since that movie, and I was just like, I don't want to bug her. So, we ended up not contacting her, but yeah, I liked that movie too. Yeah.
Yeah, it rips.
I'm so excited that I saw the movie that you brought up.
Hell
Sorry.
yeah. No, you're good. I'm excited that you're excited.
That never happens, by the way.
Let's go.
Jason will be like, "Have you seen this movie?" And I'll be like, "No, I don't know."
Yeah, I honestly feel like Nolan's been better about watching shit and keeping up than I have lately. I feel like a poser over here.
It's all good. You're busy. You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
So I watched I watched a bunch of fucked up shit today too. So I watched Be My Cat, a film for Anne.
Meow.
Meow. I did watch that meow. That one was cool. I that was one that I watched it and I liked it, but then I looked at up all the facts and trivia. I do that for like everything I watch, and like learning about it made me appreciate it so much more because it's literally like that dude in it. I forget his name now, but he literally does everything. Like he was the writer, director, the actor, the editor, and there was no crew, so it was just him, like guerrilla style with the camera, and acting with these actresses. So that was cool. And I learned that originally it was going to be like his original concept for it was literally turning someone into a cat. So like fur baby style. And he had someone in mind to be like the villain. Um, and the dude just like ghosted him out of nowhere.
Mm.
So once that happened, he was like that, like he wrote that part for that person. So it's just kind of like, he didn't want to go any further with it. So he turned it into this other thing, which was pretty cool. So yeah, that was a cool time. I watched Who's Watching Oliver. That movie fucking rips. Super
Banger.
fucked up. Have you guys seen that one?
I haven't even heard of it.
It's from 2017. Yeah, it's on Prime and Tubi, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucked up, but definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Who's watching Oliver?
Who's Watching Oliver? And then I ended the night with this little indie film. I don't know if you guys heard of it or not. It's called Straight Edge Kegger.
Banger.
I haven't watched that one in a while.
Yeah, so I rewatched it. I'm not gonna lie, every time I watch it, I like it more and more.
Oh, that's nice.
So at this point, I love it.
Adam Green actually said that you need to like take 7 years away from your project before you can watch it, like as a normal audience member, basically. And I think there's something to that, but we're not at a full 7 years, so.
I thought you were about to say like something that Adam Green actually said about Straight Edge Kegger, and I was about
Oh
to
yeah,
like,
he said it was the best movie ever made. Like he said,
okay,
yeah.
I didn't
No,
expect anything less.
dude, yeah, it's on my bucket list to be a guest on the movie crypt one day. Like
I love that show.
Right?
that was honestly like my introduction to podcasting, which now I'm like a podcast nut. But like at the time, I was just looking for resources for filmmakers and stumbled upon that. So I've been a fan of his for a long time.
Yeah, I'm just saying it. Maybe it's a little ironic that Adam hasn't made a movie in 7 years.
That's fair.
He saw Straight Edge Kegger and was like, "How can I compete?"
That's amazing.
So there we
That's
go.
amazing. Yeah.
I have a
So
question for Jason or Nolan, real quick, before we start. Have either of you guys seen Evil Enco, a Michael McDowell film?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Because this is what I'm watching tonight.
Evil Enco.
Okay. The cover looks cool. I like the
It's an
glasses.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that.
So it's about like a notorious serial killer from Russia, and obviously it's Michael McDowell, but it's an unearthed film. So unearthed film sends me physical media shit for before they release it every month. So I'm
Okay.
really excited because they're all usually fucked up movies. So I'm excited to check this one out. But I
So
figured
Okay.
maybe one of you guys saw it.
who is the Russian serial killer? This is about an actual Russian serial killer?
Or is it just all fictional?
Based on the shocking true story of former Soviet Union's most notorious serial killer, this riveting, haunting film explores the mind of a true monster. Is it going to fucking say his name? Oh, Andrei
Yeah,
Andrei
Pavlenko.
Chikatilo.
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 Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Chikatilo.
okay.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
research
that's
on I did an insane amount of research going into Looky-Loo, so I like know way more about serial killers than I would
that's
like to.
that's gonna be harrowing. I well just I used to be like a true crime junkie, just really into
Mhm.
serial killers, and he's a dark one.
Yeah, I listened to this one podcast called The Time Suck about serial killers, and there
Mhm.
was like a 3 hour one about Andre in that one. So now I'm excited because I didn't even read the synopsis of it yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's intense. Malcolm McDowell. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
That's an old. Oh, okay. Yes. So yeah, you're about to be very disturbed, but Malcolm McDowell does a good job. I've seen clips from that movie.
Mm.
Have you guys seen any Unearthed Films movies?
I don't know if I have or not. I mean, I've
I
seen
think
clips of that.
I think I have, but dude, titles. You'd have to just throw out some titles, and I'm like, oh yeah, that one, that one. I'm so bad with that stuff, but
Yeah, they're always fucked up movies.
Well,
All right.
I'll check it out.
You want
Chica,
to
Chikatilo one, yeah.
we can dive into the topic now.
And now, our feature presentation.
Topic. Let's talk about Looky-Loo. So where did the idea for Looky-Loo come from?
it was kind of an accident, if I'm being honest. Nolan might have a different viewpoint, but like we had a totally different movie planned that was going to be set in the woods. It was a little like Evil Dead 2, but like found footage. And so we had a lot of stuff going for it. It was kind of a play off of the like hashtag van life craze. And so our whole thing, like the tagline was gonna be hashtag van death. Um and so we were planning all this stuff out. We started to get stuff lined up. We got a couple actors. We set our shooting dates. We got the van. Like we were pretty far, honestly,
I
into
mean, the
this
script,
thing.
the script, everything was like set up. It's cast, basically, except for extras. We were pretty
Hmm.
at it, yeah.
Yeah, I was going and like looking through like old abandoned graveyards in the woods and stuff. Like we were pretty far along, but what we were trying to do is test cameras in low light settings. And so what I would do is I would just go walk around my city at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and just test how the footage looked. And as we were looking through this footage, it was really like I was creeping myself out. And I showed Nolan some of it, and we started talking. And I was like, what if we made a movie? And honestly, uh I pitched basically a low budget version of Elijah Wood's Maniac. Like
It
that
was,
wasn't
it was,
exactly it. Yeah, Nolan,
it
you go
was,
ahead. You go ahead.
it was hardcore Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer was basically what he pitched, right?
Yeah.
I
So
fucking love that.
yeah, so but I have like ADD. I've got like I'm kind of like fidgety, like my attention span isn't great. I get overwhelmed. I just like I read this text message that he sent me real quick and I completely misunderstood it. I was like, "Oh yeah. Okay, so it's like a serial killer making a documentary or whatever." And I like started firing these ideas. I get really excited and then it's just like this like brain vomit. I'm sending him this flurry of text. There's probably like 4 or 5 big paragraphs or whatever. And he was like, that's not what I pitched at all. And I was like, oh, hold on. I went back. I was like, oh, well, that'd be cool too. But I was disappointed actually. But I was like, that'd be, yeah, we can do that. And then it was like the next day or a couple days later, it marinated. And Jason was like, actually, I kind of like that idea more the more I think about it. And so I like we keep saying when people ask that question, it was like the idea came from both of us and neither of us really. It was just like a very like organic, happy accident kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I love that.
yeah,
It's a cool origin story that just kind of worked out because at least we hope it's working out, but because ultimately like I'm behind the camera, but I'm not an actor. So Nolan actually winds up doing all the vocal work. Like he's the voice of Looky-Loo and I'm the guy with the camera. So it's interesting. Like it's kind of like a perfect combination of the two of us between everything from the idea to the script phase to what you wind up seeing when you watch it.
yeah.
I
Or it's a
love that.
nightmare. I don't know. I don't know what people think, but
No, it's funny because I waited a few weeks to watch it, and then I hated that I had to sit on it so long because I wanted to drop my review a little closer to the physical media release and everything.
Hmm.
So sitting on that movie for so long, it bugged me so much because I was like, I cannot wait to drop this review. I can't wait for people to see this shit. But no, I loved everything about it. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I did. I knew I was gonna like it, and I going in, I was like, I can't be biased. Like these are my buddies. I can't be biased. So it was just like such a refreshing watch, knowing like, wow, this is actually really good. I think a lot of people are gonna fucking dig this. And then hearing what you guys have planned for 2 and 3, like how it's gonna keep going, it makes me appreciate it even more. It's
Yeah, we're
something. Oh, go ahead.
no, we're very excited about part two. It's like we're kind of playing the long game here. Like we've talked a lot. Nolan and I have talked way too much together, and sometimes it's like he's trying to cheer me up about this stuff because it's kind of like prolonged gratification or something. Like it's we've kind of had to struggle through this process and do this super cheap and under the radar, and like we really weren't sure what the response would be, but like always knowing where we wanted to go with it. And so it's like we're just hoping people at least appreciate and give part one a chance, because if they can make it through part one and even just not hate it, I think they're really gonna like part two. Like that's the movie that we wanted to make in the first place. But part one, no one keeps telling people it's like that's the killer's origin story,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
And I love how that worked out because it shows him his curiosity and like what's the fucking word, intrusive thoughts like starting to kick in, and then it starts getting more and more and more, and then I got to see the intro to part two, and it goes fucking hard. So I cannot wait for what else you guys have planned.
Well, it's kind of like we needed a hook, to sort of
Mhm.
like bait someone into like come along on this journey. And we've now had a chance to talk about it with a few people, and it's just sort of like um the fact that people are kind of like voyeuristic anyway, like it's why we read the tabloids. It's why we talk about horror movies and we talk about like who's directing this and what's going on. Like we all do that. I look at like Zillow, like house. I'm not shopping for a house, but I look at houses all. I'm like, what's on the market in San Francisco right now for $27 million or whatever, and I'll just look at every room in that house. It's not my business. I'm never gonna go to San Francisco. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody has that in them. So there's something like it starts off so innocently, but there's something like that really will grab you and pull you in as
Mhm.
you're like because you want to see what's in these people's houses too, and then it gets really, really dark and you feel bad. And
Hmm.
that was kind of like the plan with part one was like, okay, well let's let's lure them in as gently as we possibly can and then push them under.
Hmm.
And part two is not gonna be forgiving. Not forgiving at all. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's I think it's super effective the way that you did part one. Because yeah, it's like it is very much a build up, but that whole time, even though there's not anything crazy, quote unquote, happening, for a while, there's just that unsettling
Mhm.
atmosphere to it. And the biggest takeaway I got from it after watching it was that this feels real. Like it's and that makes it even more effective and scary, dare I say, because there could be someone chilling in your closet, you don't fucking know, but you don't think of it until you watch something like Looky-Loo. It brings out those fears.
Yeah. Do you want to feel worse about that though?
Yes, please.
Okay, because a lot of that a lot of Looky-Loo's behaviors and like the things that the Looky-Loo killer does are just are just things that like literally have happened. So like the Gainesville Ripper, who they based, I guess that was the inspiration for Scream.
Scream, yep.
Uh, that dude went into hundreds of houses and just watched people while they were sleeping. Um, you know, the Golden State Killer. That was like something that he would do, before he was murdering people, when he was like just sexually assaulting people or whatever. Like that was one of his things, was getting into people's houses and like, you know, figuring out how to get in there and looking through their windows and, uh, planning sometimes for like weeks, how do I get in and then how do I get out? Um, so it's like that is real. Like all of it is real. We don't we don't really need like werewolves and vampires. We got plenty of good monsters in real life. So yeah.
It just unsettling and uncomfortable are the two best ways to explain this. Like Ian said, it feels very real, but I also liked the you can tell like certain inspirations you have from this one as well. Like they're not black leather gloves, how like most giallos are, but they're like the nitro gloves, like you said. But it still shows the hand like it is a classic giallo film, and I love that because you use black nitro gloves.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's something I really enjoyed.
that's the thing. I mean, whether it's straight edge Kegger or it's this, it's like because we're shooting low budget movies, like and in this, like we needed it to feel grounded. So, people ask like with straight edge Kegger, they're like, why those masks? And I'm like, well, because it's whatever they had lying around. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes these masks, it's a part of what I like so much about Scream. They go out of their way to kind of explain in Scream, like these are just bought at every five and dime in the state. Like it's
Hmm.
just this dumb little mask that he picked up. But sometimes people spend so much time and energy like designing this super terrifying mask. And I think it's a lot creepier when somebody just throws a bag over their head and cuts a couple slits for eyes, like, because that's real to me.
Hmm.
Completely
And
agree.
yeah, so to us, like we had to really think through all of those choices. Like what would he realistically what would he do? And sometimes it is actually us being like selfish about filming. Like if I had those thick leather gloves, I don't know how I would do half of the stuff that I do in the movie. So those black like nitrile gloves, like they make it possible that I could still work the camera and do all the things I need to do. So it was very practical and realistic from that standpoint.
Speaking of masks, the mask that James wears in Straight Edge Kegger is the most simplistic but terrifying fucking mask I've ever seen.
It's good, right?
It's so good.
Yeah, I that's a weird one. Like some when I originally got that one, and luckily it's been like altered enough, and we didn't make that much money off that movie anyway, so I don't think anybody would care to sue us for the pennies we made. But that is, I think it's like a vintage Ken mask. I don't know that for sure. I really struggled to figure out where that was from, and it's the only mask that like maybe somebody could come at us for, but it was so like broken and messed up when we got it that we manipulated a bunch of stuff on it. So I'm sure it'd be fine. But I think it's supposed to just be a Ken mask from back in the day. I think.
That makes sense if it's terrifying. So, hell yeah.
Talking about like the simplicity and everything too. When it came to the blood and gore in this movie, also very simple and not over the top, but in a way where it's also realistic and very unsettling. Like there are some gnarly kills in this, but it was done like in a very real way. Like it wasn't over the top, which I really appreciated. Which I'm a huge gore hound, and it did get gory a few times, but I thought it was done perfectly.
That was not only important to us, but honestly, like I need to give props to Arissa Beck, our special effects artist, because she I mean it's a challenge to be like, hey, we're gonna shoot a bunch of kills in like a single take. Now figure out how to make that work. Like it really is challenging to do that kind of stuff and make it appear like it's all one take, and we did a lot of testing. But yeah, a lot of like from between Nolan and Arissa, with like Nolan's research and some of the horrible things he's watched to figure that out, and Arissa's background. I mean, she went to the Tom Savini School years ago, but also she really prides herself on things looking real. Like I mean, she
Mhm.
appreciates a Tarantino blood spray like any of us do, but realistically, that's not what it's going to look like when somebody gets killed. So it was a nice a combination of everybody being on the same page, I'd say, between how Nolan wrote it, how I shot it, how Casey does the sound design, and how Arissa does the special effects. Like we all kind of had the same goal of it's got to just feel real. If anything feels staged or fake, we got to reshoot it. That's been the goal from the beginning.
No, I like that you just brought that up, the one real long take, because the movie I just did, my death scene was one long take, but like being a part of it and seeing how they do it and where they can make certain cuts to stop the camera, it was really fucking cool being a part of that and seeing how it's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get it's you need. I mean, back from Alfred Hitchcock doing it in Rope. I mean, like
Mm.
people got to find their spots, and luckily, like with what we're doing, like I'm not sure about the film you just did, but like with the found footage stuff, it does lend itself a little bit. It doesn't make it easy, but like probably easier than a traditional film. You know,
Mm.
like when that camera gets super close to the body that you're coming up against to attack, hopefully you're close enough that like if somebody attacked me up against my chest, hopefully you got that cut point, you
Yeah.
know. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool like seeing how shit like that is actually done. But
Oh yeah, I was so happy to see that you were you look like the happiest like hostage in the world. That picture that you posted, I was just like, hell yeah,
Oh,
man.
it was
Dreams
so
coming
fun.
true.
So
Yeah, yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I got a little extra twinkle in my eye seeing that. I was really excited for you.
Yeah. I actually I'm getting an IMDb credit now, so whenever you guys need an actor, let me know.
There you go. There you go. Hell yeah. Yeah. No, I mean we're absolutely game. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find people to get killed in a horror movie.
Dude,
Hit
I'll
us
even
up.
do it for free.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's weirdly difficult. Well, and like me too. Like I'd be like, yeah, chainsaw me in half. That'll be fun. It's a story to
Fuck
tell the
yeah.
grandkids one day. But like, nope. I don't know. It's super super difficult.
I'm
Surprisingly difficult.
I'm very grateful that like we're at this point now because I think it is getting easier to like show people like, look, here's the teaser
Mhm.
for part one, and like here's the Blu-ray. Like I'm not gonna really kill you because when we were approaching people for part one, especially women, like you got this person being like, I'm a director, like come, be alone with me, and I'm gonna pretend to kill you in an Airbnb. Like that's pretty fucked.
Pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
Definitely
That's
sketchy. I mean,
pretty sketchy.
I definitely had my thoughts and worries like flying out to New York and doing this shit, going to be on this movie. I'm like, what if they fucking really kill me and shit?
Oh man, that sounds like a movie in and of itself, actually, to
Yeah,
be
for
honest.
real.
That does. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, like with Looky-Loo, we went way off topic. Well, kind of, not really. But um, as soon as he pulls out the box cutter, I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to fucking watch. Like I didn't cover my eyes, but I was like, I'm curious, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a standard like household item that's
Mhm.
a fucking terrifying murder weapon, really, when you think about it. And that's a part of what we thought about kind of the whole time is like, what do people just normally have around the house? What do they have access to? And because somebody with the wrong intentions can turn just about anything into a murder weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
Box cutters are
box
so
cutters
fucking
freak me
sharp.
the fuck out.
Dude, I hate them.
Yeah, there's something like seems really like worse about that. And I've been cut by a box cutter before. Like I have a scar on my thumb from a box cutter. But like uh there's something worse about it like with a kitchen knife or something like that, it's like oh, well that's basic it's going to be over quick. But like that's a
Yeah.
shallow cut, man. That's a shallow cut on the throat or whatever with that box cutter. That sucks. That sucks.
Mm.
That was like my catchphrase, by the way. If you watch the Blu-ray with the commentary, every time that a kill would come up, I'd be like, ah, damn it. It sucks so much. 'Cause really, it was like we would have these conversations, and I'm sure we're on a list somewhere if the NSA was listening to us or something. But like, okay, so what would be the worst possible way to kill this person? Or whatever, that's still realistic. It was basically,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I remember the Saran wrap day.
Yeah.
And
A lot of
yeah,
people are like really, yeah, impacted by the
they found that
saran
very
wrap.
upsetting. Yeah.
Well, and even
How was that one shot?
you know what? People keep asking about that. So actually, a lot of people don't recognize this or realize this. But that is my sister who gets killed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's my sister. And so when he's playing that old home video on the TV before he kill, oh, we're totally spoiling the shit, but hopefully it's fine. But that video is actually me and my sister when I'm a child. It's like me in 1995. So it was kind of like an eerie, weird thing to do. Like, I'm literally like showing our childhood home videos and then murdering my sister. But on set it was like really light and really fun, and it was just very much like us being trying to figure it out practically. So what we wound up doing after testing some things, like what would comfortably like gag her without making it so she couldn't breathe.
Mhm.
What we wound up doing is having one of my student interns hide around the corner. And so we show her not with the saran wrap, obviously. And then when I leave the room to grab the saran wrap, we had a student tiptoe into the room and put a recessitube airway sticking out of her mouth so that, like, when I wrap it, she'll still have an air tube to breathe through. And then it was all about just figuring out the angle to film her so you can't see the tube. And then as I walk out of the kit or back into the kitchen, they pull the tube out, and then I go back and she has no tube and she's wrapped in saran wrap. So it took a couple tries. The very first time that we tried it, she couldn't breathe. So she immediately started like making noises and letting us know she was going to die. So so we fixed it and figured out, okay, we got to do something different. But yeah, that's how we did it.
I love that you used your sister because it reminds me of the first August Underground, how Fred Vogel used his fucking grandma in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Well, you got to use who you got. And honestly,
Yeah.
my sister is actually a good actor. So, like, she's been in
Mhm.
several projects to like varying degrees of roles or whatever. But she did a lot of theater in high school and stuff. She's always been great. So, and
No.
she's always down. Huge supporter, like, number one fan. She's
I
awesome.
Yeah.
love
So,
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
My daughter's the little girl in the movie too.
Oh,
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
real?
Yeah. We definitely tapped family members as much as we
Yeah,
could.
it's a family affair,
I
Looky
love
Yeah.
that.
Lou.
Yeah, that's
You gotta
awesome.
save money.
I have a super cute photo of Jason dressed up like a murderer, like posing with my kid. She was so excited to be in a movie. It's like you
That's
can watch the
awesome.
trailer, but you're not allowed to watch the movie till you're much older. Yeah. Yeah. It's surprisingly like I was never really on set. I was on a phone a lot when we were making part one. I would like I'd be on the phone and I would send Jason like I remember sending you emailed lists of just like fucked up shit to do, or whatever, like an itinerary, um, because like we were so much of it. It's like there was an outline, but then it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna shoot this sequence, and I'd be like, okay, so here's a long, like, in-depth explanation of like what you should do in the sequence, and then here's a list of just crazy shit you could try doing and see if it
Hmm.
works. Um, and like a lot of it didn't get shot. Like there was a lot of stuff in the editing room with the mannequin or whatever that like didn't get shot, but like that's where all of that's like the creepy shit that he's doing in there was literally just like a bulleted list of stuff. But like um, it's weirdly like wholesome on set, as dark as Looky-Loo is. And like I've told people, I'm like, this is a pitch black movie. Don't look for like laughs. Don't look for like,
Hmm.
like, you watch like when I watch a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, I like love it. I love it, but it's not scary. It's exhilarating and it's exciting.
Hmm.
It can be like suspenseful, you know what I mean? But like this is fun. This is fantasy, but this movie doesn't feel that way. But weirdly, it's like it's very lighthearted on set, even for part two, which is like a lot more intense. I think I've been on set for a couple of sequences that we've shot, and like we're laugh in between takes, like everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time. It's
Yeah, it's honestly, it's really important to me to like, honestly, it might even be selfish. It might be partially just for my own mental health. Like, I don't I don't want anybody to leave feeling shitty. And so like, and that includes myself. Like, I don't want to like lose sleep at night because I just traumatized somebody on set. So we've been able to strike a pretty cool balance between like we're shooting something very dark, very fucked up, but we're still like laughing and having fun and 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 also like improvising too. Like there's a lot of that too. Is like you run through a scene with an actor and then they're like, yeah, I don't know if that really feels like what I would do, that kind of stuff. So it's
Yeah.
been pretty cool.
Like knowing you guys on the personal level, I don't see anything less than having fun on set with this.
Oh yeah.
We're trying. So I mean, there are times, I will be honest, there are times where it's like business mode and
Mm.
like it's dark and we're not about to have fun, but we do. It's like after we get through it all, we all review it and then we kind of like leave it in the past. Like we just like we've had some really dark moments on part 2, but like I've never left set feeling like, man, like I need to check in on some. I still do check on people, but but like really it always winds up leaving like all hugs and high fives, and that was
Yeah.
fun. So
Yeah. Yeah. The two scenes, the two sequences that I've been to, through on part 2, being on set, yet actually both of them, I got like, when it comes to like the intense thing that we're asking an actor to do, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like the intense, like, okay, well, now we're going to do something heavy. I feel like there's like a lot of reverence in that moment on set. There's a lot of deferring to the actor. Hey, how are you feeling? What do you need? Do you need some space? Do you need a second to like get ready? Um, and I don't know. I mean, there have been times where it's like, I think a big part of it is like because we're making it so real, because we're like humanizing these people so much. I don't care to like, I cried both
mhm.
times at the end of those, like at the end of these really intense scenes where it's like, I know it's make believe, but like we're putting these people through something. The thought of it was enough to like, okay, I need to step outside and take a minute,
Yeah.
Fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
there's
don't,
there's some stuff in part 2 where we really had to like check in with people, and it was very much, we made it very clear like, yes, this is what we want to shoot, this is what we have scripted, but it's on you. If you say stop, then that's the rule of
that's,
law.
yep,
Like
yep,
like it is, you need to feel safe and comfortable too.
yep.
And everybody's been a trooper. Like, I mean, we've put some people through shit on this movie, but everybody's been awesome about it, and
Yeah.
it's turned out pretty great.
I was recording, actually, I didn't even tell you this, Jason. When I recorded voiceover, the last scene that we shot, uh, and I was doing the screams, like the killer screaming or
Mhm.
whatever. I on the when I went to drive home or whatever, I like screamed so loud and so hard that there was blood. Like
What?
legitimately, I screamed so fucking hard and went so fucking hard that
Okay,
like,
I don't like that.
yeah, I didn't
I don't
like
like
that
to
either.
find
It's
out that
fine
on
now.
a
It
podcast.
turns out I was fine. Yeah. Well,
Turns out I was
I'm
fine.
dropping the news right here
Fuck
on
yeah.
the House of Ghouls horror movie podcast.
That's punk as
You know?
fuck, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I can still sing. I didn't hurt my singing voice,
Okay.
Jason. I promise.
All
Yeah,
right. Take care of
I
yeah,
yourself.
cannot
I will
wait.
yeah.
say I will say there are times where like Nolan has gone a little too hard, like in terms of like even just his research. There are times where like he'll be like, "Oh, I watched this video," and I'm like, "Dude, you don't have to do that.
I
It's
watched a
okay."
video of a guy dying. Yeah,
Yeah, like you're doing a great job. You don't need to go.
I gotta go hard, man. I gotta go
I'm just
hard.
doing my research on the dark web for this
I'm
fucking movie
sure
as
that
it
Yeah.
I'm
is.
on a. It's not. I know I haven't gone to the dark web. Unfortunately, it's all right out there. But no, like looking at I so a big part of Looky-Loo is that like we'd talked about true crime, right? And like there's like true crime people are interested in it, and there's true crime like okay, like people who have a favorite serial killer and like they don't see the problem with that. Um, I feel like people need to understand that like when you're consuming true crime, it's a real, you're consuming a real tragedy, like these are people's loved ones or whatever that have been murdered. So that's also a part of our responsibility to like make sure that like, okay, well, this is real. We're holding up a mirror. That's why the Looky-Loo killer primarily attacks women, because unfortunately that's the reality. Violent crime predominantly does affect women in the United States, so yeah, I mean, I do go a little hard in the research, but I also feel like that's our responsibility too, to like,
Absolutely.
to make sure that it's, out of respect, really. It's not supposed to be like a popcorn date movie or whatever. There have been so many times when we've like been like, okay, well, this would be the easy thing to do, and what do we call it, two movie, Jason, when it's like a
Yeah.
moment like that. So yeah, I mean, we really, really do try to do our due diligence to make sure that it's real, yeah, and that's sometimes difficult, gotta take breaks sometimes from it. It's a little bit traumatic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I respect the hell out of you though for that.
Yeah.
Like what you put into it is what you get out of it. So
Yeah.
I respect the fact that you're willing to go to those deep dark places and look up that shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously it's it's worth it, I'd say.
Oh
Just
yeah.
from seeing the first movie. So
Thanks, man.
all this talk just makes me even more hyped for part two
Yeah.
And part 3.
and part three.
And part 3. That's
And
I
right.
the
think I'm
eventual
most
part
excited
four.
for part. I'm most excited for part 3.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
no reason at all, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Hell
I
yeah.
get it.
Hell yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, it was something, like I said before, it was just something that blew me away. And like, no, nothing against you. Like, I love Straight Edge Kegger, like knowing you as a person and everything. I was just, I, I didn't want to be biased, and that's what I was worried that I was going to feel watching this movie. But like I said, it was just so fucking refreshing. Like, wow, they actually fucking have something here. And then hearing everyone else's response on Horror Talk on Instagram, especially when Chuck fucking messaged me, he's like, so I watched it, and I was like, oh fuck, because Chuck's like the huge one on TikTok, and he's like, I fucking love it. I was like, that just made my fucking night. And
We
then
re-
oh, go ahead.
no, dude, like we just appreciate any of this feedback, even if it was like vitriol or whatever. Like we kind of thought it would be more polarizing than it has been so far. I'm sure that's coming at some point. But dude, I really appreciate you guys giving it a shot, and like I appreciate you being willing to like, I don't know how to say it, but like it's so different from Straight Edge Kegger. Like
Oh yeah.
I could see like somebody who's never like they're very different movies. So you can like somebody could love Looky-Loo, hate Straight Edge Kegger, or vice versa. I think that's valid. But like for somebody like you who actually liked Straight Edge Kegger to then go into Looky-Loo, that's a very different movie. Like it seems
Yeah,
like it's not
absolutely.
made by the same person, I would think.
No.
So appreciate that you gave it its day in court and that you liked it, man. I really appreciate it.
As much as I love Straight Edge Kegger, I definitely like Looky-Loo more.
Me too. Me too. No offense, Straight Edge Kegger fam. Like it's just you grow, you learn what works and what doesn't work, and like honestly, I just feel like Looky Loo is the most original thing that we've ever made, and that so I think that's what excites me the most, I guess.
To give credit to Straight Edge Kegger, though, I do think that's probably the better movie for a popcorn bucket slut that really wants to just eat
That's
popcorn
fair.
and watch the movie. It's a fun movie.
Yes.
Yeah. James Dean, the director, had asked to see Looky-Loo, so I sent him the screener, and he was like, "Yeah, it looks fun."
Fun.
I was like, it's not fun, so you're
Fun.
not gonna have fun with
It's a
it.
good word.
Yeah, yeah,
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
yeah, Yeah. Yeah.
Besides Looky-Loo going on, is there anything else you guys are planning?
Yeah, there's too much we've got planned. We did move on from that original found footage, that Van Death thing. I don't know that we're ever going to return to that.
I was about to say I think I need this hashtag Van Death.
Yeah, maybe one day, maybe we'll work our way back there. But no, we had this movie called Better Halves that Nolan wrote, based on like a rough draft that I had sitting around, and it was like something I really wanted to do, but I couldn't figure out how to do it right. Nolan, when we met, that was actually kind of the first thing that we worked on together. And so we'd really like to take it's more of a dark comedy. I mean, there's horrific elements. I think you could probably call it horror, but in the way that like Funny Games would be a horror film or something like that. Um, so yeah, we'd like to take a break from the Looky-Loo universe, like after part two, and do something different. And but we got a lot on the docket. I mean,
Yeah.
we're literally writing another script for somebody else right now. We've
Yeah.
got the Skate or Die proof of concept. We've got all sorts of stuff. Nolan had scripts that he showed up to me with, and I've got scripts sitting on the shelf. So we've got plenty if somebody says, "Hey, what's next?" But we really aren't sure what we're gonna do between part two and part three. But I think we all do need a break from the seriousness of the
For sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To give you guys even more like I wasn't really like I was a movie nerd. I loved horror movies, but I wasn't like a horror guy. Now I am, I think. But I wrote absurdist comedies, man. I did not write this kind of stuff. I write dialogue and characterization. Like those are the things that I really love. And none of that's in Looky-Loo. It's all just like, it's all kind of like abstract and slice of life and so I'd love to do something a little bit lighter, and I think we are. It's definitely not light, but it's much lighter, much more fun. There's like funny moments and things. So yeah, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do next, but yeah, after part two anyway, but we're going to take a break, I think, between part two and part three, uh, just for our own, for our
For your
own
mental
good.
health.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
our
think we
own
all
good,
deserve
man.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
for sure.
yep, yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
like that.
regardless of what it is, I have full confidence that it's going to be awesome because I think you both work really well together. So I think regardless of what kind of genre or content you're making, it's gonna be a fun time no matter
Oh,
what.
thanks, man. Yeah, we'll send you scripts if you guys feel like reading scripts just for the fun of it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And no matter what you guys do, you have our full support.
Hmm.
Okay, man.
Thanks, guys.
And likewise, man, I was so excited when this hat came in. I'm gonna continue to support you guys. And man, I really want to come back on for the penis episode. I'm not joking.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
joking.
absolutely.
I
Wait,
want
wait,
to
wait.
come on
What
for
did I
that.
miss? What did I miss?
So what
Jason,
started
this doesn't
this?
concern you.
What started this was so did you see Nosferatu?
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't love it either.
same.
In my letterbox review, all I put was I thought his dick would be way bigger. So it started this whole thing about like whenever we talk about something, I'd say I bet his dick's bigger than Nosferatu's, just shit like that. And then Ian's like, we should just have a whole dick episode.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm into that.
I immediately messaged that. It was like the day the episode came out. I was like, you got to do the dick episode, and I have to be on that episode because I got opinions.
Did you
We
tell
got you.
them about the short film idea?
No, but we should right now. We should right now.
Yeah, so
Listening.
we thought it would be funny to like play off of people's excitement about tits and blood and have some like really obvious title that's basically that, like boobs and blood or whatever. Um, and get people excited to be all pervy about it, but then every time you think you're about to see a naked woman, a dick enters frame and just covers like the majority of the frame.
I'm
And
so
Takes
in.
up the entire screen.
I'm so in for that.
I'm in.
He goes to pull the shower curtain or whatever. Just
Dick.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
fucking
just
amazing.
it really fucking tickles me, that
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Yes, please make that happen.
Yeah.
You reminds, I don't know if you guys saw Sex Drive, like the uncensored
Yes.
Yeah.
version.
Yes.
But like when white guy's running through a cornfield and then it cuts back to like a black guy's dick
Dick.
uh as his penis. And I was just like, that is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. So yeah, we want to make like a whole play off of that at some point. Not a feature or anything, but like a short or a trailer or something.
Yeah.
Maybe if the feature blows up, you might have, or the short blows up, you might have to make a feature.
Oh my god. It's too many dicks even for us, I think.
That's what we could call the movie.
Too many dicks?
Too many dicks.
Too many dicks.
Yeah.
Or not enough dicks.
I think that one we could be like Jason Zink's Too Many Dicks.
Yeah.
Jason Zink presents Too Many Dicks.
Too many dicks. I love
Jason
that. That's
Zink's
great.
Immortal Classic.
That's classic. Too many dicks.
Hell yeah.
This
Hell
movie
yeah.
may contain nudity.
It's gonna be in
Tagline.
It's gonna be in 3D as well.
Tagline from 6 to midnight in 3D.
3D IMAX.
Oh man.
Not since The Sound of Music.
Guys, it's all coming together.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The hills are
I
alive
bet you
with the
didn't
sound
I
of
bet you
dicks.
didn't think this was how the Looky-Loo discussion was going to end. Just
Did not think.
Right.
Oh, I
at
knew
the-
it was going to be pretty unhinged.
right at the end. Right at the end. Just
I
dick,
knew
dick.
it would get unhinged.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. We just waited. See, that's how you do it. It's suspense. It's like I was saying, you draw them in slowly, and then you push them under. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
So Looky-Loo is currently in pre-order for the Blu-ray.
Yep.
From what I've seen, you've gotten some amazing feedback, at least from our friends and fellow creators on social media. Are you able to see the numbers for the pre-order to like see how well it's doing so far, or no?
No, we'll see it at the end of the quarter. The only thing I was told was things were going well for like a winter release. That's all I was told. Our distributor, like, not trying to dog on him, but he's busy. You
Right.
know, he's a filmmaker as well as a distributor. So I don't know what that looks like. I wish I knew, but honestly, maybe for my mental health, it's better I don't know anyway. And we just keep doing what we're doing. Like,
Yeah.
I've told Nolan, like, this is probably revealing too much about myself, but like, I realized that it didn't really help me to pay too much attention to like online feedback or whatever. So I kind of like avoid it like the plague, actually. Like, I don't, like, even Nolan will send me, like, this is a great review, and I have rarely clicked play because it just fucks my brain up to look at it, and I'm trying to stay focused on like the end of the rainbow, like
Right.
I'm just gonna keep working my way that way, and maybe when like part two's done and Looky-Loo's had some time to settle, then I could go back and like look at that stuff and enjoy it. But I try to stay like deaf and blind to all of it.
I
I definitely
that's fair.
understand that.
I try to read all of them and watch all the reviews because I don't care if anybody likes the movie or not. Really, you know what I mean? Like
I need
like,
that. We need
you know,
that.
I
Like, it's a
like
good
the
balance.
movie, and so I like the movie, and I think that's part of why I sort of spearhead. Even though I'm like, I've like joked about this with Jason. Like, I don't do crowds. I can't, like, I twitch. Like, I literally can't do people. And like, I take medicine for it. I can't do people. But I'm the guy that's been like reaching out to people and kind of networking online with reviewers, and it's gone pretty well this time around. But I'm sort of like the translator or the barometer for
Dude,
Jason. I'll be like, dude, we don't have a bad review, or like, hey man, you can look at this. This is like, I promise it's
safe.
safe. Yeah, I said this is safe. There's not a bad review on here. But like, I got someone, we'd gotten like one turdish comment from someone who was like, they were like, he never goes in a house with dogs or guns.
Oh yeah.
And I started laughing so fucking hard because I was like, yeah, I know. It's almost like he's checking out the houses and deliberately not going in the houses with dogs and guns. You stupid motherfucker. I don't know. I mean, that shit is just hilarious to me. I don't know. I think that's a reason that we're a good team. Actually, is
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
I think
You never have to look again. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's really interesting how we balance each other out because like in public, like I love just talking to people and making new friends. Like it's not, that comes naturally to me, especially when it comes to horror. Like at a horror convention, I always meet new people and we hit it off. And so yeah, we really balance each other out in a pretty, what? I do want to say something. So I don't look at this shit. But one of the TikTok reviews that was good, it had all these comments, and my special effects artist, she was like, "Do you read those?" I was like, "I don't read shit. Like, I don't want to know." And she's like, "Well, one guy said that he gave the film 4 out of 10, and I
Yeah.
instantly like wanted to cover my ears when she said it. I was like, I don't want to know this. And she's like, "Well, but the guy who posted it said, 'Have you seen it?'" And the guy who gave it 4 out of 10 said no. So yeah, I just need to
Yeah.
steer clear. It's not for
Yeah.
me.
Well, I even
People,
started talking. I started talking shit to that guy. Actually, the four
Did
out of
you?
ten guy. Yeah, I was like, "There's no fucking way you even saw this movie." And he was like,
You sh-
"Oh, I must have downloaded it from the wrong from the downloaded the wrong movie." And he wrote "must of OF," and I was like, "Yeah, must of."
was that on Mike's post? Mike's
I
review?
I think so. Yeah.
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 Okay. I'm so
Yeah.
glad his review blew up like that. Shout
Yeah,
out
So
to the
same.
horror
am I.
junkies, man.
I was
I
so
hope,
excited.
dude. Yeah, so good for him. Like so stoked, and like I just hope the movie gets half those eyes on it. Like
Mhm.
Dude, I think it will. I mean, I haven't. I don't know. I haven't gotten any negative feedback from anybody. And I'm now at the point where reviewers are reaching out to me, like people are reaching out to me to ask for screeners. So I feel like the feedback we're getting is good. And even the bad reviews, because we've gotten like one, but it wasn't a bad review. It was an honest review. And they were like, this
hmm
movie was really unpleasant for me to watch. I can accept that. It's
yeah, this is
unpleasant.
not.
It's unpleasant for me to watch, you
Yeah,
know.
it's not fun for the whole family. Like this isn't
No.
like I think I've just
Unless
been
you're the Keith family.
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess that's true.
I think I'm just grateful so far that people seem to really be giving it a chance because it is a challenging watch. Like it's demanding. And so I guess maybe I didn't have enough faith in people. I thought they would, shut it off a quarter of the way into the movie or whatever and not see it through. And turns out the horror audience, like my people, are even better than I thought they were.
It's
you
crazy,
know?
right?
Yeah, yeah. I just really wasn't sure. I mean, people can hate on even some of my favorite movies. You go on IMDb and they're still like rated 7 or something or less, and people shit all over it. So I was like, well, we're probably doomed.
I
There's
mean,
literally not a single movie that everybody agrees on. Not a
Never,
no,
single movie.
no,
never.
no.
And there's douchebags that just hate just to hate. Like I get comments all the time of like movies that haven't released yet that I review from screeners and like this movie fucking sucked. Okay, you haven't seen it. Shut the fuck up.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep.
Go
Yeah,
shit in your hand and clap.
yeah.
Is that a saying? Did you just make that up?
No, that's the thing.
I've heard it before.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
We were both in the Navy, so we've heard a lot of crazy ones.
Yeah.
I know I've heard some
Not a
iteration.
lot that I can say like publicly.
No, no, no. Pretty bad. Pretty bad shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my nickname in the Navy was
Okay, well there you go. There you go. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah, so there was he was Seaman Berger was his name. That was his rank and name, Seaman Berger. And I used to call him Seaman Berger, and it used to piss him off. This we were both the same. We were both E3, whatever. We were both seamen or whatever. And he finally he made his advancement before I did. He got E4, and he's a petty officer
petty
now.
officer.
You know, so you got that? You got that, Mihail or whatever? And I was like, yeah, no, I understand, petty officer Spermberger, and that pissed him off so bad. But people continued to call him Spermberger, and I'm pretty sure he's still being called Spermberger now. Like
Does
it
this does
followed it.
this need edited out?
No, no,
Ian, I
no.
was gonna say I hope you bleep these out, especially when I say
I don't want to now though.
semen.
Too many dicks and Spermberger. This is great. This is a friendship salad, is what this is.
A friendship salad.
Yeah, you're damn right. Yeah, yeah. It's it's a magical wonderland of language, is what it
Right?
is. Yeah,
This is just friends hanging out.
yeah. That's all it is. Just four cool guys just talking about what cool guys talk about.
That's right.
I've been so pumped for this episode for fucking weeks.
Right?
Dude, me too. Me too. I'm a little bit bummed that Victor's not on here. I thought he was
His
like the
his internet wasn't holding up well
oh,
enough tonight.
oh
No, he's in
God.
Florida right now.
I feel like oh yeah, that's right. He did I did see that. I think it would be really funny if you guys did a the next time that you like advertise an episode with him on there and you have your pictures on there, right? Like don't use his picture, use like
Or
the
make it all
kid
pixelated.
use like the kid from Paperboy or something like that. Like something wild.
Or you could just keep announcing that he's like a part of it, and then he never shows up.
I feel like
It's
that would
like
be great.
His
it's like
internet
every
wasn't
time
working
that
tonight.
Matt Damon kept getting cut for time on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
We
Oh,
just put a
fuck.
picture of the two of us and there's a loading screen for Victor.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's good.
We didn't even ask yet. This is for both of you.
Okay.
If
Oh.
you had an unlimited budget and you had the rights to anything, what would you remake or make a sequel to?
Mm.
I completely forgot about that question. That's our favorite question to ask.
It is.
Unlimited budget.
That's really challenging. I will say there was a long period of time where I told people that it would be remaking People Under the Stairs, but I know that that's in the works and it's being shepherded by somebody much more a fit than myself.
It's pretty even
But
in my eyes.
that was definitely one for a long time. Oh man, that's a really good question.
I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
only right answer is Straight Edge Kegger 2.
Get out of here.
With an unlimited budget? Come on. Actually, that
Could
would
you
be really,
imagine?
really fun. Unlimited budget. I'd be like, yeah, let's just cause absolute havoc. Let's get the biggest names.
Or even just
possibly
remake
could
Straight Edge Kegger.
get.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think mine would probably be a sequel to Funny Games.
Ooh.
yeah.
That movie just hits me in the right spot in so many ways, and I'm just like I just can imagine how crazy they could get with a sequel to that movie. But
It'd be
I'm
an easy
sure,
sequel to make. Just go on to the next house the next morning.
right? Like you could totally do that. But yeah, I think that'd probably be like if I just had a pick, that'd probably be it for me.
Love that answer.
It might be too obscure. I don't know, but there's a comic book series from way back when, and it's written by Alan Moore, the same guy who did Watchmen and V for Vendetta. I think it's out actually now as a graphic novel, but for a long time it wasn't. It's called Miracle Man. That story is so fucking badass. Probably not filmable. But like I remember reading that and just my mind was fucking blown and it's brutal as shit. Like I don't know if you guys watched The Boys or whatever. Like
Religiously.
Love it.
they borrowed they borrowed very heavily from this. Like they owe quite a bit to this. It is fucking brutal. It is just like apocalyptic, crazy brutal and it starts off really silly like he has a magic word that he can say and he turns into Miracle Man and there's Miracle Dog and Miracle Boy or what like it starts off like that and then they just go like all the way crazy with it immediately and just stay there. It's so good. I cannot recommend that enough. I know that you like comic books, at least Ian, I know you do. I don't know about
Yeah.
you as much. You do too, Colby. Cool.
Mhm.
So like I can't recommend that highly enough. Yeah, yeah. Go get Miracle Man Volume 1.
I'll
You'll
check
be
that one out.
you'll be hooked. Yeah, that would be the best fucking series of movies ever, and probably only I would like it. To be honest, like only like it would not be like those Avengers movies where like everybody wants to go and see those movies. Like it would not be for everybody. You know what I mean? It'd be for us. You know what I mean? Um, it cost a lot of money.
I love those answers.
Yeah.
Right?
Ian, do you want to ask the next question we always ask, even though we already
Yeah.
know the answer?
Yeah. So our other go-to question for filmmakers is if you ever need people to get killed off in your movies, let us know. We would love to be killed off in your movies. So it's not really a question, it's more of a statement.
I
But
was
there
gonna
you go.
say, is that a question?
It's
It
a
is.
demand.
It's yeah, with you guys,
Don't
it's a
worry.
demand.
As
It's
soon
a
as we
threat.
met you, we had our eyes set on killing you. So
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. I love that.
it's just about timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
I mean,
it.
this is our year of getting killed in movies. So
I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna come up with the best way possible to get both of you guys. So
let's go.
You can cut this out because I showed it on the last episode, but I got to show Jason and Nolan.
Okay.
But here is my tongue and my nipple
Hell
Nice.
yeah. Ooh,
from the movie I was in. I got to keep a couple little props.
that's pretty sweet. I love that you just have a nipple in a bag.
Yeah, do you ever like connect the two? Like,
No, but I felt really weird flying with this in my bag.
oh, I bet.
I was like going through security. I was like, God, I really hope they don't fucking like randomly search my shit and find a nipple and a tongue in my fucking bag.
Dude,
Did they?
you should have
Did
put the
they?
nipple like
No,
on
they
your
didn't.
forehead or something. You should have put the
That's
nipple on your
oh
face.
my God. I would be so happy to have somebody at TSA like holding up that bag in front of a crowd of people. Like, explain this.
I had Clown in a Cornfield 2 in my bag, so I was so paranoid. I opened my book and put the bag in between like halfway the book.
Smart. That's smart.
That's
That's
how you
like
smuggle a nipple and a tongue.
that's like an Ed. That's like literally. That's like an Ed Gein bookmark kind of situation right there.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
No,
great.
I wanna
Tongue and a nipple.
because they're sending me like my blood-soaked shirt that I also got killed in. So I want to make like a shadow box with like the movie poster and everything in it.
Hell yeah.
Hanging on my wall.
That's a good
awesome.
idea. Actually, that's a great idea. Yeah, I wonder if I get killed in a movie. Yeah, I haven't even gotten killed in a movie, you guys. I haven't even gotten killed. So Jason's a tough sell on killing you in a movie.
You just got to write yourself in.
I know. I'm the writer.
Yeah, dude.
I can't get it done.
Yeah, you have. You
can't
can
get
make
it
it
done.
easy. You're like, well, you got to kill this guy. I know just the actor.
I have this
Handsome, mysterious, chubby, bald man.
I have this character. I've been playing around with the name Nolan Mihail.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, but
Fuck. We all need to get together again soon, man.
Hell yeah,
Hell
man.
yeah.
That'd be great.
I
That'd be
agree.
great.
When you are at cons, how often do people come up excited about Straight Edge Kegger?
you know what? The last couple have been really fun. Like, I don't know, like maybe it's slowly building an audience or whatever, but no one was sitting there with me, and I know I have a tendency to overthink things, and I'll like start beating myself up about stuff that's going on. And I was literally like in the middle of complaining to Nolan about how, man, I don't know why we can't get more eyes on it. I don't know why streaming platforms aren't reaching out to us, like that kind of thing. And then somebody came up to the table and interrupted us just by going straight edge Kegger, like almost like crossfire. And he was so excited, and he had watched it like a bunch of times and shown his friends, and he brought all these people over. And dude, it like made my heart melt and just made me kind of shut my mouth about all my complaints. Like, so it's not happening frequently, but when it does happen, man, I do take it to heart. Like it melts my black little heart for sure.
Dude, I love that because it was literally one of like in the first couple months I started reviewing movies, like it was one of the first ones I did.
That's so awesome.
Hell
That's
yeah.
wild. And look at us now.
I know.
Look
It's
at that.
fucking nuts. Like as soon as I saw that poster, I got so fucking happy at Days of the Dead.
It was one of the first movies that we bonded over too. So
Yeah, it was because
We're
I
proof.
watched it.
That's awesome.
I watched it, and Ian and I kind of talked like I found him pretty early on when I started, and I was like, damn, this dude's cool as fuck. I was like, this dude talks better than me. He looks cooler than me.
Get the
He's the
fuck.
horror
But
movie
I,
hype.
Lies.
He's the
yeah,
horror
Yeah,
movie hype man.
so I sent him that movie right away, and I was like, yo, I think you would really dig this movie, bro. And I think this was before we were even on, because we had two separate podcasts until we combined ours. I think
Mm.
this was before we were even guests on each other's.
Mhm.
But I was like, yo, bro, you need to check this movie out. I think this is something you really like. And then, yeah, it was one of the first ones we bonded over. And then, fucking crazy enough, we see the poster while we're at fucking Days of the Dead, like, because it goes by aisles. And that's the first fucking thing I zoned in on. And I was like, bro, it's fucking
The-
straight edge Kegger.
You know what's so funny is like I never bring that full size poster because it's just like cumbersome. We actually broke the glass when I brought it this past time.
Oh,
So I'm like,
shit.
yeah. So I always just like leave it at home because I'm like, who's gonna really give a shit? And it turns out that's how we
Yeah.
got you to spot us in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, Jason, but you almost didn't put it up, and I was like, no, you
Mhm.
got to put it up. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you almost didn't put it up.
We
Yeah.
actually, I wish Nolan was there with me for this, but when we premiered Looky-Loo in San Francisco at Unnamed Footage Festival, Rad Fest. If you haven't been, you need to check it out. But
I'm applying to do press this year.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
dude, it's such a good time. That theater's beautiful. Everybody was awesome and super warm and welcoming. But um, we got invited to do their podcast like before that fest, and they said, "Hey, like we don't have this guy on here right now, but we used to have this guy on the podcast all the time, who's like a huge straight edge Kegger fan." And I don't think he's gonna make it to the festival. And so the guy wound up driving like 2 hours in the middle of being super busy just to like come meet me at the festival, and it was man, it blew my mind. He was so sweet, and like he said like, dude, if you're like at a convention, like I would pay money in line to like get your autograph. I was like, dude, you're crazy. So we hit it off, and I gave him some stuff. But it was funny because the festival organizers, when they reached out to him, they said like, hey, your boy who made Straight Edge Kegger just made a really dark found footage movie. So I don't know how you're gonna feel about this.
I fucking love it. I love that story. Man, I said I was gonna do another review for Straight Edge Kegger too, because when I did it, I had like maybe 200, 300 followers. So I definitely think it's time, because I was gonna rewatch it last night for the podcast, but then I forgot because I was watching True Blood.
You got to do that.
So
You got to do Night Terrors too. Night Terrors is the other one.
Have you guys seen Night Terrors?
I haven't
Nope.
seen Night Terrors.
No,
Is
I
it
was looking
streaming?
for it. I was looking
Oh
for it
shit.
today.
Okay, that is yeah.
It's not
You know what?
streaming anywhere.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the streaming rights for that. I probably need to poke him about that. But yeah, that's my first real foray into horror, and it's interesting. Like you can kind of see throughout the films, like it's almost like I'm going through film school, but I'm not going through film school, like right in front of your eyes, you know. But yeah, Night Terrors. No, I know Nolan likes it, but it's like we made that thing for $3,500 when we were mostly in college, so it's wildly different from where we're at now.
Yeah, I was looking through your filmography today to see what I hadn't seen of yours, and
Yo,
there was
that
one I was intrigued by. It was
Oh
called "When I
shit!
Die."
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew
I
you were gonna say,
couldn't find that anywhere either.
dude.
that
So message
that
me.
poster art.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, that's
That
sick as fuck.
that's actually so that poster was done by Mark Schoenbach from Sadist Art Designs, who also did the Straight Edge Kegger one that you have back there. Thanks for repping it, by the way.
Always.
But so yeah, but When I Die will never be re-released. Like that's not. We made that when I was in college for less than $1,000. It's about my hypothetical suicide, and it's a totally different vibe. It was under a different company banner. Like we used to be called STD Films. So
why did you
it's
change it?
dude.
I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why. Yeah,
Because it cleared up. It cleared up.
No,
Some penicillin got a hold of it.
Yeah.
no, when I started making movies like short films and doing like Jackass ripoff stuff and skate videos in high school, it was very much like that to everybody. Like that was the whole vibe. So STD Films was very much just like an inside joke with my friends. That doesn't even mean, the whole idea was it was standardized testing days. That was the name of the film company. Super stupid. And I didn't even tell people about that for years. But long story short, if you guys want copies, I will send you DVD copies because I have like 500 of them in my basement that I just
Absolutely.
Yes,
only hand
please.
out to people when they bring this up to me. Like we aren't going to sell those anymore. Like they're just
That was Jason. I think it kind of seemed like it was you learning how to do all of this. It's also
100%.
it's also I think um I don't think that, I mean, I love you, but I do think like this is a document about you at your like cringiest time of adulthood. Like everyone's, you know what I mean? But it is, it's so
Your
it's like,
cringiest time of adulthood.
you know what I mean though? Like early 20s, like 19, 20 years old.
You're
I
not
don't know.
wrong. That's why I
Well,
laughed
I don't know
so.
anyone who isn't 19, 20 years old that isn't a fucking piece of shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it, to some degree. And I feel like,
It's got a
yeah, we
point.
were we
Yeah,
were punk
absolutely.
rock kids too, so we were extra shitty. You know what I mean? Like, God,
Extra shitty.
I think about some of the stuff that I used to do when I was 19, 20 years old, and I'm like, thank fucking God I didn't make a fake documentary about it. I'm just kidding. But no, like really, like
Damn.
I do feel like I do feel like that's a hard time in a young man's life, you know.
Yeah, it was really and honestly, like when we can not talk about this much longer, but when I
Sorry,
first
I'm so sorry.
no, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, Ian's the one who brought it up, but like
Yeah, that's true.
when I first proposed that to the people in my life, like the first time we interview my mom in that documentary, we had to cut it because she started bawling her eyes out for real and thought that I might actually be suicidal. And I had to like take her aside and be like, "Mom, like it's just a movie. Like this is just us having fun and like just doing a mockumentary, like everything." So we wound up reshooting her entire thing, but it was a really to Nolan's point about it being the cringiest time of my life. It was a really weird project at that time of my life. Like people were genuinely concerned that I had bad intentions or whatever. But really it was more like me poking fun at myself and like exercising my demons and also just being smart about what we had access to. We're like, we don't have money to shoot a whole feature film. So what do we have? We have like a cheap camera. We have a bunch of footage from all these skate videos and Jackass ripoffs that we did when we were younger. How do we parlay that into a feature film? So yeah, I'll send it to you guys, but don't post it anywhere.
All right. I absolutely need to see it though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are skeletons in my closet too, but I don't have copies of it. If I do have it though, Jason, I promise I will send it to you. I promise I will.
Okay,
I
please,
promise.
please
Yeah,
do.
no, they're bad. They're bad. They're super bad.
Yeah, I've only seen one of yours that you sent me, and it was fucking amazing.
Oh, and the making of the remake of The Crow.
Oh, so
Yeah,
Yes,
good.
so
actually,
good.
I think I sent it to you. I don't think I sent you Pfeffersburg though. That's
Mm,
my it's hilarious to me that my follow up was Looky-Loo
yeah,
because it's not dark at all. It's like
it's a
goofball.
tonal shift.
Yeah, it's slightly different. It's a
I'll
little
take
different.
any of the content you guys have made.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll send it along.
You're not
All right.
allowed you're not allowed to do a review of When I Die on
Damn
this
it.
No,
All
podcast.
right. All
You
right.
can't do
no,
it.
no.
Fair enough.
That's a secret. Now we're friends. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hell
What happens on the podcast stays on the podcast.
Yes,
yeah,
that's it.
that's right. Yeah, this doesn't get published, does it? This is just for Patreon.
Yeah, no, and we're the only ones that listen to it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
pre-interview, right? This is how
Yeah.
they do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
But
when
no,
does the
before
You
podcast
know what?
start?
My 10% battery just came on my
oh no.
phone. Charger's all the way over there.
Oh, we'll wrap it up here
Well,
anyway.
I
I was gonna
figured we
say
would. Man.
before we do though, is there any insight on when we can expect Looky-Loo 2?
You know what? We've been talking about that a lot lately. So I think if we tried really hard, we could be sending it out to film festivals in the fall. But Nolan and I have recently, and maybe this was more on my end, like needing to come to terms with this. The emphasis is on quality, like getting the movie right, you know? And so we could force like a really fast release, but I think for us, like this is a really important project. It's definitely the biggest and best thing that I've ever worked on. I'm very proud of what we've done so far. And so I'd say within the next year it'll be to festivals. I mean, that's for sure. But I can't tell you when it's going to come out. I mean, I'm surprised we're as far as we are, honestly. Like when we had planned it, we kind of thought right now we'd be like just getting started. And instead we're like 70-80% done with filming. So
Oh shit.
yeah. So we're pretty
Yeah, we're
far.
far. Yeah, we're far into it. Yeah,
We're
far
pretty
into it.
far, but we've got a reshoot in the end of May. We've got another shoot in the middle of June. And if all goes well, that's the majority of the film. So
Yep.
fingers crossed for the fall festivals and stuff, but no promises.
I will promise this though. You guys will see it before anybody else does.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait.
Hell
Right?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Yeah, I mean, obviously take as much time as you need because yeah, quality is most important.
It is important.
But yeah, once it's time though, I'm ready for it.
Hell yeah.
So with all that being said, then we'll wrap it up. So any other plugs, anything you want to update on, either of you, Jason or Nolan? Any final words?
I'm gonna be selfish here. I'm gonna say if you're excited about Looky-Loo and you want to find it, go notify your favorite streaming platform that you want to check it out. Because like we're looking for a home and we want eyeballs on it too. But right now the only way to check it out is Blu-ray and VHS, which we're very excited about. We packed that Blu-ray full of special features, so hopefully people pick that up and check out what we went through making it. But go let somebody know, spread the word. We need all the help we can get.
Also, in a couple months, there will be a Lunch Meat VHS release. If you're really into VHS, get both of them. Get both of them because they both look pretty badass, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't even
awesome.
imagine how grainy it'll look on VHS and how much more unsettling it would be.
Honestly, VHS
Holy
might be the
fuck.
format, man. That might be the format. I think about that actually now.
God. Have you ever
that'd be
watched
great.
Gummo on VHS?
Oh, that's so funny.
I literally mentioned that movie
Life-changing.
yesterday.
He
Life
just brought it
changing.
up. Dude,
Yeah, I
that's
brought that up yesterday.
that movie holds a very special dark place in my heart because
Mhm.
It's so good.
I bought it from a Flying J rest stop on VHS back when they had bins of tapes.
Hell
I
yeah.
bought it for like $5.99 or whatever it was, and it definitely changed my life.
It's so good.
Yeah. I remember feeling really weird about Chloe Savini
Mm-hmm.
uh because I was like, she's really cute, but she's also very strange looking or whatever in the and like it was scary. But then the whole rest of the movie was so dirty. So fucking dirty. We did a podcast yesterday and they asked us like what's our shower movie? And I said it's not a horror movie, but I thought about it for the entire episode and then I was like, Gummo. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's it. That's the grossest. That movie makes me feel the grossest after I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
I think Doll Syndrome is my grossest movie.
Oh.
Ew.
There's a lot of dicks in that one.
There is almost as
Yeah.
many as are in this episode.
Almost.
Well, I have
Almost.
like shower movies that I would actually watch again, Gummo being one of them, and then I have shower movies where like I know like I don't ever want to watch Serbian film again. Like
Yeah, I'd
Fair.
rather not even. Yeah, no,
I'm
that's a
good.
piece of shit. I wonder. I might try to watch Gummo while in the shower. Actually,
There you go.
I wonder if I'll just feel totally neutral on the experience if I'm like actively getting clean while I'm watching it.
I'm gonna have to scrub like 4 different times.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But your
Scrub with a wire brush.
all of your crevices will be sparkling fucking clean by the time that movie's over.
And you'll still feel
Zest-
dirty.
Zestfully clean. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably. Probably. All right. Well, this was a wild conversation, guys.
Yeah. All over the place. Yeah.
That's how we roll.
That's why I love it.
Right?
Fucking
All
A.
right, Colby, any final thoughts?
I'm not gonna watch that Evelenko tonight. I am going to watch Straight Edge Kegger and drop a review tomorrow.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Because
Hell
I
yeah.
thought of a fucking really good opening for it too while we were talking. My ADD was fucking
Okay.
like the monkey clapping in my head.
Hell yeah.
Well, enjoy, sir. I hope you don't hate it this time around.
I've already watched it 4 times. It gets better every watch.
Get out of here, dude. You're gonna make me tear up. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. I've seen it a lot more than 4 times, but like because I had to.
I think I watched it twice before I met you, and then I watched it 2 more times.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
So yeah, everyone watching and listening, if you haven't seen Straight Edge Kegger, go watch it. It's on Tubi. I'll put the link in the show notes. But yeah, Jason, Nolan, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. You're both fucking amazing. Love your work. Appreciate you as filmmakers, but more so as friends. So thank you guys.
Thank you guys for having us, man. This was a blast. And
Yeah.
we're fucking down whenever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking it'd be great to have us come on and like absolutely have nothing to talk about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
Then it'll absolutely go nuts. Yeah. If you're ever just like not sure what to talk about, hit us up.
Yeah, we do like a Harmony Korine episode.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we could,
No, just
like,
whatever you want. Yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Oh, it'll happen. Absolutely.
Fucking A. All right, guys.
All
All
right.
right.
But yeah, thanks again. And again, all the information is in the show notes. All the social media links where to find Jason and Nolan, find their films, and of course find our content as well. Hit up the merch store, get one of these sweet ass Goal Squad hats that Nolan's rocking right now.
Fucking A.
GoalSquadShop.com. Hit up the Discord. It's growing. We're gonna start watching movies in there once a month, so that's a fun time over there. But yeah, that's it for this week. We appreciate you all. Hope you all stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
Gang, gang.
What if everything you know is someone else's dream?
There you go. That's it.